Everyone. It is Saturday morning. It was such a nice and balmy day yesterday. You literally could be short sleeve and barefoot, which I was. Turned the heat off everywhere. Didn't need it. And then this morning it's like again. So, I just got a um, a couple of videos from a friend, and so I finally went and checked them out. And one was this woman ranting and raving somewhere about the health of our children. And it's interesting because yesterday I made uh, uh, my youngest granddaughters. We make her food. We make her food ourselves. We don't get it in little baby jars or whatever. And uh, my daughter though, and we found it's a pretty good one. In one store, we found these little pouches, with applesauce and stuff in it, and to travel with. They do come in handy because they don't have to be refrigerated, and it looks pretty good on the back. There is a couple of things in it I'd say, yeah, I probably wouldn't use them on my own children, but yeah, that's their thing. And they do come in handy, yes, okay. But mostly we make her own food. And I did that yesterday. Found that to introduce protein is a bit tricky, and they're heavier on their stomach. It doesn't matter what it is, it seems like. And so to use that in small amounts, and with, again, more with the vegetables and the fruits that we process for her, and that seems to be working really well. So yesterday I cooked up a whole bunch of pinto beans and used some of those to just add into the carrots and the butternut squash. Anyway, so while I was making all that, when you look up, okay, what can the baby have at certain ages when it comes to food? Even the formula stuff. As I said, with the formula, it seems like nobody seems to really care what's in it. It's designed for baby stomachs, maybe, I don't know, with all the extra stuff in it, okay, which doesn't seem to bother anybody. But I'm looking at that, I'm saying, you just told me that they can have this, this, and that because of certain things in it, but yet I see all these preservatives and additives in formula. So that doesn't seem to matter, but then it matters. Okay, I'm just saying. And then the certain foods that they can have because they could have an allergic reaction, which I already knew with my children as well. And so you're very conservative with citrus fruit. There are citrus fruit, they shouldn't have none of that. No citrus fruit until at least past the age of 1 or even more. Certain things when it comes to dairy, and of course nuts like peanuts, this and that. Or honey, raw honey, okay, not as far as I know, pasteurized honey or whatever. That doesn't seem to matter. Okay, all right. Yogurt, certain yogurts are okay, certain yogurts are not okay. All right, so, and I thought, and of course, here we are. When it comes to her, we buy everything organic, mostly. Right? Now, if there's some things that we can't get organic, or do you have to just look at the price and go, I'm not paying triple for something I can get for a third of the price, then, like if it's fruit or vegetables, if it's something that has a skin on it, like carrots or apples, if they're not organic, I suggest you take the skin off because, from my own studies, the toxins are in the skin, go into the skin mostly. Okay, mostly. The highest amount of the toxins is in the skin. But the thing is that also the highest nutrients supposedly are in the skin. So it's like, ugh, my gosh, seriously? So if it's not organic, peel it. I would go for peel it, done. Right? If not, like with the apples, most of the apples here we get organic. And why not just leave the peel on? What's the big deal? I mean, I'm mushing it up. I cook it and then I put it in a blender and mush it up, right? Yes. When I see 5 year olds still not willing to eat the skin of a apple, I just have to wonder. Okay, unless they're not organic. Okay. But the main thing that came to my mind is, so we're so careful on what we feed our babies, or some of us are, right? Yes. And then and all the information is out there on how, oh, don't give him this, don't give him that, right? Not just because their stomach's not ready for it yet, but because of all the toxins, this and that, right? Yes. uh well, on how produce is grown now, or just about anything. And I thought, well, if that's the case, then why are we eating all that stuff? Why aren't we treating our bodies still as if they are babies as well, baby bodies, to what, be healthier? I know some people have figured that out, but really, when it comes down to it, and how long will it take until a baby gets chips and ice cream? Oh, ice cream, homemade ice cream. Nothing wrong with that. Homemade cheese. What's wrong with that? It's all good stuff. Uh, Many other different things, right? Yes, where then suddenly it doesn't matter anymore. Oh, they got past a year old. Now it doesn't matter. We'll just stuff them with whatever. Hot dogs. Hot dogs is, if you give your children hot dogs, that's about the worst thing to feed a child. Yes. Oh, unless you can afford the 80 pack, where there's what, four in it, $80 a pack, which are four in it or eight in it, right? That are all organic, made with whatever, and then you're gonna believe that? Okay, just saying. The lying and the scheming that is going on out there when it comes to food to get you to buy the stuff for one reason or another, I think is ludicrous. You hardly know who to believe anymore. Well, is this really organic? Am I paying $2 or $3 more for a bag of produce because it has been grown better? Or is that just a lie? Right? Yes, I'm just asking. Right? Yeah. Eggs supposedly now are really expensive again. Why? Oh, because we have the bird flu kind of things. Really? So everyone's affected by that? Or is this just one place that had bird flu going on in their chicken coop? And now that's the reason to raise the price of the eggs in the way that they have? Okay. As I said, are they just lying to us? I'm just saying, it's just ridiculous to me. Well, anyway, I try to cook really good food here with the least amount of preservatives, additives, and colorings. Sometimes I give in to something as well, but in the amount that it is done here is very minimal. I noticed, interestingly enough, you would think that being on the farm would be healthier than anything. And I usually was. Until, yes, suddenly someone had some cravings in the house. Not me, it wasn't me. And started bringing in food that was already prepared to come in. Okay, am I going to cook if somebody brings in a whole bunch of what? Right? Already done food and okay. And it kind of kept on going, and I did still cook, but very minimal for a little while. And sure enough, I started to get heartburn. Yeah, or acid reflux. I'd wake up at night and going, why do I feel so crappy? And since I got here, oh, and then already there, I realized immediately it's what I eat. What am I eating? That's health code. Okay, so I said to everyone, I said, I'm not eating this any. So if you go and get any of that, as nice as it is to buy it for everyone at the house, just get it for yourself. I don't want it anymore. And sure enough, my acid reflux went away, going back to just healthier, wholesome cooking. Yes? Yeah. So, and here, I've not one time did I have any kind of acid reflux or this or that. Primarily responsible for what we're getting to cook and for the cooking. Yes? Yeah. Anywho, so Does that mean that we eat bland? This no, absolutely not. I love spices. I love herbs. Yes, and I do use salt as well and sugar. Yeah, but conservatively. Yes. Yeah. Anywho, so that was. Oh, so in this video, this woman starts talking about children having all these health problems with and they're developing diabetes type 1. I'm going, huh? No, type 1 is when you are born without insulin and you have to have insulin, right? You have to, it's a lifelong thing. This is not, you don't develop type 1 diabetes. It's type 2. And I'm going, if this woman starts out already with that kind of baloney, obviously and you could tell she was reading off a piece of paper. So she had no idea what she was actually talking about. Probably standing in for someone, and I don't know. And was reading off a piece of paper, no idea what she was saying. And do I agree that yeah, there is some kids seem to be more sick this now? Well, that's because the parents just don't inform themselves. You can get still plenty of good food out there. Yes, where your children are not already going to be predisposed to all these things that children seem to be dealing with now? Or again, is this just a doggone lie? So that one can get money for it, or this or that, or as I said, or control. Put more control out there on what's on the shelves. And I said, well, if that's the case, doggone it, why do 3/4 of most grocery stores should be all empty? That should be all taken out because it is. Oh, I think that was bagel. It is all poison for our children. More than not, when you're growing up. Yes, I'm just saying. So, it's the parents. Huh? So I'm not sure what that has to do with bringing that up, and I'm not sure if it was a health conference or the Congress, or I'm not sure, but a health conference. But find it interesting that the restrictions and the knowledge that has to come with owning an animal, right? But when it comes to having children, there doesn't seem to be a need to teach parents again what you actually feed your children. Right? Do the pediatricians know? I don't think so either. They'll have to go look it up. So I think that if you want to become a parent, a young parent, right, and maybe, I don't know, don't have much good guidance from your parents, then you should either start studying on your own, right, and use your own brain, or I think there should be some classes available out there for young parents. We got all them Lamaze classes, this and that. That's my Lamaze class I went to. That went right out the door when I went into labor. Never went to another one. But so we got all that out there. Well, why not? Well, these parents are pregnant and they go to these classes or whatever, or even to the doctor's office. Say, look, we got a 5-10 minute video here for you to watch as well while you're here with your baby, right? Or have it while they're waiting in the waiting room, right? Have some constructive stuff. People wait for so long in the waiting rooms these days at the doctors. Put some videos on that are educational, right? Yes? Okay. Just saying. You got to get a license to drive a car, right? Yes? You should get a license to have children. Right. All right. And then there was another one. Oh, this is going to take a little longer here, isn't it? There was another one about on how the Romans and I don't know what, everybody is, it had a lot to do with religious stuff, the good stuff and the bad stuff, they're all connected to the Iranians. And I'm going, what? So they brought up the Romans, who originally are Iranians as well. And I'm going, really? So I went and looked it up. The Romans are actually a mix of about 4 different nationalities, if not more, okay? Kind of a mix like we are here in the United States. What are you actually? You're an American. Well, there you go. But when it comes to nationalities, people are so mixed up now here, right? Most of us are. Okay, I'm not, but a lot of people here are. And you know, they never mentioned the Iranians. I went, well, let's go and do a little studying. And it took me about 30 minutes, and I'm going, well, sounds like the Greeks have a lot to do with all the Italians, of course, you know. And then you know, the Mediterranean, because we were doing trades, this and that, and I don't know what. But they never mentioned specifically the Iranians. And so I'm going, okay, what's the purpose of these videos? Exactly. I have no idea. To make one nation even look worse than they already are, or to discredit other nations who may or may not be, for a couple thousand years ago, have been associated or were part of. Okay, just saying. And uh, the only reason I could see, and they didn't mention that, but again, I tried to look a little bit behind the door of all this stuff, and I was like, okay, give me a reason why I should even pay attention to that, because it's not affecting my life of faith. I said, how would I be influenced by that in any way? Well, I'm not. Why would anybody else be? That's happened a long time ago. I'm not going to worry about the Catholic Church. They full well, all of them know what they're doing right and what they're doing wrong. And I'm not going to go and, right? I'm not a Catholic anymore, right? And I gained some good knowledge about God and the Bible, this and that. Again, through the Pope, through the bishops, the cardinals, or even the priests? No. My parent, my mother. Okay? Yes? All right. And I kind of liked the ceremonies, this and that. I thought it was pretty cute. It was inspiring too. Okay. Anyway, so the only reason I could see was that, and I actually started reading the Quran next to the Bible, and it said, sounds all the same to me. What difference is there, really, when it comes down to it? And I stopped. I'm going, I'm not reading the same book over twice just because it's worded a little differently. It comes from a different nationality that may have their. Right? Here we're reading this. The Old Testament is mainly about the Israelites, their woes, their foes, and their happy stuff, right? Yes? Well, the Quran is the same thing. It's just a different nation. Yeah, that's how it looks like to me. They have one God. And as I said, it sounds a lot like the same thing to me. So if you want to prove with, oh, well, they're all kind of the Romans, this, that, or they're Catholic going by the Bible, but they also have Iranian ancestry or whatever, which they don't just, they also do have Greek, which again would be more connected to the Bible, or all the gods, or this or that. Oh, yeah, that's all in here as well. So, how about instead of just the influence of Iranians, okay, who may or may not be an influence in the Bible. Well, what about the Greeks? Well, look at the Greeks, huh? The pagan stuff. Well, it's all in here too, isn't it? Okay. So if you want to prove that, you know what, really when it comes down to it, the Bible and the Quran are not that different. Huh? Then, okay, well, we found another common denominator. The Israelites, how did they look at, or according to, and what they say, what God said, on how to look at everyone around them, the Gentiles? Well, aren't those just like the infidels? Just saying. And then in the Quran, look at what they all believe, this and that. And who are the infidels? Okay, just saying. The Gentiles. Oh, in that case, okay. Yeah, see, it's a bit comical, if you ask me. Just saying. That's all I have to say to these videos. Well, why is he the one that is interested in wanted me to watch a longer version? Which I will. I'll go and look. But again, it's all stuff. But what's the reason for it? What exactly is the reason to bring all that up, pull that all in, and is it to create more harmony and peace? So look, we're not all that different, right? Yes, we all made the same mistakes, and in a way, we all did some good as well. Or is it to darken another nation darker, further than it's already happening? Yes? I'm just saying. All right, all right, all right. There. That's what I have to say to all that. We are in the book of Psalms. It's already been 20 minutes. Better get this going. Psalm 1. We are in the book of Psalms. Psalm 134, 135, and 136. For the evening liturgy. See, I like how that is in here. They have this, okay, little overheads, which they told us they may be right or not. Song of Ascents. Come bless Yahweh, all you who serve Yahweh. Serving in the house of Yahweh, in the courts of the house of our God, through the night watches, stretch out your hands towards the sanctuary and bless Yahweh. What blessing does Yahweh need? Exactly. May Yahweh bless you from Zion, he who made heaven and earth. Oh, okay, then it goes the other way. That's the end of 134. Psalm 135, Hymn of Praise. Alleluia. Praise the name of Yahweh. You who serve Yahweh, praise him, serving in the house of Yahweh, in the courts of the house of our God. Praise Yahweh, for Yahweh is good. Make music for his name. It brings joy. For Yahweh has chosen Jacob for himself, Israel as his own possession. Huh? Okay. For I know that Yahweh is great. Our Lord is above all gods. There are no other gods. See, why do they keep believing in that? Our Lord is above all gods. Again, there is a certain weird, right? Yes, additive in there. Talking about food. Even in our beliefs, there are additives, colorings, fake colorings, and preservatives, right? Yes, added to the raw materials that don't need any of that. Why is that in here like that? Because they didn't know how to express themselves any other way? Okay, well, maybe. Then we shouldn't give it too much credence either. Yahweh does whatever he pleases in heaven, on earth, in the waters, and all the depths. Really? Oh, again, so that what? We can do whatever we want as well, as long as we believe in God. Yeah, alrighty. As I said, okay, listen, I'm going to look at this as, no, don't go by that. This is not right. It's about the reputation of our Heavenly Parent. He does not consider anything his possession. This is again, we are the ones, and so we get to. No, you don't. Stop. And no, does God do whatever he pleases? No, he doesn't. Absolutely not. He is guided by his own principles, just like everyone else should be. Yes, and that leads to happiness. All right. He summons up clouds from the borders of earth, sends rain with lightning flashes, and brings the wind out of his storehouse. That's a thing that just happens through okay, but yeah, does God have something to do with it sometimes? I wonder sometimes too, because I say we really could use some sunshine. There is sunshine, but it is cold. Okay, all right. That's because it's the rain's done. All right, no more water stored up there in the storehouse. Okay. He struck the firstborn in Egypt, man and beast alike. He sent signs and wonders into the heart of Egypt against Pharaoh and all his officials. I wonder if, after all this time now, a couple in Israel, as Israelites, lose their firstborn. Are they going to be looked at like, okay, what did you do? You lost your firstborn. Just wondering. I don't think that is something to continuously bring. Okay, all right. Daniela. He struck down many nations. He slaughtered mighty kings, Sihon, king of the Amorites, and Og, king of Bashan, and all the kingdoms of Canaan. And he gave their land as a birthright to his people Israel. Yes, I could see our Heavenly Parent, our Heavenly Father, Mother, God, the Creator, go out and kill a whole bunch of people to give it to some, and then give the land to somebody else. Yeah, sounds perfectly normal, doesn't it? Yeah, okay. Yahweh, your name endures forever. Yahweh, yeah, you guys all should hang your heads. Yahweh, your name endures forever. Yahweh, your memory is fresh from age to age. For Yahweh vindicates his people, feels compassion for his servants. Yeah, this is like eating some bad food and say, I know it's good for me. The idols of the nations are silver and gold, made by human hands. These have mouths but say nothing, have eyes but see nothing. Oh, we have that one again. Have ears but hear nothing, and they have no breath in their mouths. Their makers will end up like them, everyone who relies on them. House of Israel, bless Yahweh. House of Aaron, bless Yahweh. House of Levi, bless Yahweh. You who fear Yahweh, bless Yahweh. Blessed be Yahweh from Zion, he who dwells in Jerusalem. The one thing with that is that I found that when something goes on too long and the people aren't getting what they want or need or are praying for, it falls away. Eventually it just falls away. But we still do have idols. We still have gods that people believe in, other gods, yes, in the world that people believe in. And they've not given up on that. And there must be a reason for that as well. So, is this quite right here? Yes, I don't think so. Right? Yes. Do all these other, okay, I'm gonna call them fake and false gods because that's what they are. Okay, but have they done nothing for the people? Again, if you have enough people believing in all that, then there will be a small percentage that says, hey, guess what happened to me because I prayed to these gods, right? Yes. And then that gives people what? Hope. Yes, even if nothing ever happens to them that they pray for or whatever, right? Yes, I'm just saying. So yeah, I mean, again, is it true? Well, people could. So you could. I'm sure that other people might say who believe in something different than our God, our heavenly parent. They might say the same. Says, well, at least we got something to look at. You guys believe in some kind of a airy thing. Yeah? You don't even have an image of it. You have no idea what it looks like. He looks like. She looks like. Right? And then you can't make up your mind on who God actually is. Right? Yes, because some people look at Jesus as if he's gone. Right? Well, then we say, well, we're all created in his image. Well, then if I look at myself, I must be seeing part of God. If I look at everybody else out there, I must be seeing part of God. Yes? Well, now, where does that go? But it's the truth, really, when it comes down to it. Yeah. So we should try and make sense when we say things. Try. I don't always make sense either, not even to myself. All right, but that's right. We're learning. Psalm 136. Litany of thanksgiving. Alleluia. Give thanks to Yahweh, for he is good, for he is faithful. Love endures forever. Give thanks to the God of gods. Give thanks to, here we go again, the God of gods, as if there are other gods. Maybe God meant something different to them at that time. I doubt it. For his faithful love endures forever. Give thanks to the Lord of lords. For his faithful love endures forever. So who's the lords? Some people here on earth, what? Who have what? A castle and a lot of money and slaves or a lot of people under them that they treat well or not or this or that. He's the Lord of lords? What are you talking about here? The King of Kings? What? Come again. How does that make sense? To look at God like that. Do people at that time, it's this time the same thing. Did people need to present God, the presence of God? Did they need that to be fallible in some way? Yes? Yeah. To put God above all the other gods. Well, what does that actually mean? To do that? To make God the Lord above all lords, or the King of all king above all kings. What does that actually mean? He's not the only one. Oh. Yeah. Yes, okay. Anyway, again, an excuse in a way to acknowledge what isn't there anyway. He alone works wonders, for his faithful love endures forever. In wisdom he made the heavens, for his faithful love endures forever. He set the earth firm on the waters, for his faithful love endures forever. He made the great lights, for his faithful love endures forever. Oh, I could just see on how the priests say, he made the great lights, and all the people go, for his faithful love endures forever. Right in the temple. The sun to rule the day, for his faithful love endures forever. Moon and stars to rule the night, for his faithful love endures forever. Maybe that's how the priests taught the people Genesis. Okay, all right, but it ends here again. He struck down the firstborn of Egypt, for his faithful love endures forever. Hey, we're talking babies too, you know. How can you just go with that? He brought Israel out from among them, for his love, faithful love, endures forever. With mighty hand and outstretched arm, for his faithful love endures forever. He split the sea of reeds in two, for his faithful love endures forever. Let Israel pass through the middle, for his faithful love endures forever. And drowned Pharaoh and all his army, for his faithful love endures forever. You guys just made God into a killer here. He led his people through the desert, for his faithful love endures forever. He struck down mighty kings, for his faithful love endures forever. Why did God have to strike down these mighty kings? What was the reason? Well, first of all, he didn't do that, but executioner. Now God's become an executioner. Ay. What you guys all do during that time, huh? Throwing all this at God's feet. Yeah, I know. The truth will prevail. It's okay. We're working on all that together. Slaughtered famous kings. Yeah. For his faithful love endures forever. Sihon, king of the Amorites, for his faithful love endures forever. And Og, king of Bashan, for his faithful love endures forever. He gave their land as a birthright, for his faithful love endures forever. A birthright to his servant Israel, for his faithful love endures forever. He kept us in mind when we were humbled, for his faithful love endures forever. And rescued us from our enemies, for his faithful love endures forever. He provides food for all living creatures, for his faithful love endures forever. All right. What does that mean? He provides food for all living creatures. Everybody? All human beings as well? Well, that should have told them something, so they do know that. All right? Yes? Well, if God provides for everyone, well, then what does that mean exactly? Huh? Yes? All right. Give thanks to the God of heaven, for his faithful love endures forever. That's the end of 136. Okay, well, that's all interesting. June is regurgitating probably hair. I have to give her medicine so she can actually do that. Because her hair is so long. Come on, you got this. Yeah. Okay. Yep, that's exactly what she just did. You poor thing. It's all right. Yeah. I have special blankets here that are very easy to pull up when she does that. Whoop, we're not done yet. And she's been very good about doing it right there. Okay, you got this. Oh, I'm sorry. She does this about once a week. Okay, so there we go. What was I going to say? 136 over 137. And I forgot what I was saying, which is probably fine. I know, now she's trying to cover it up. I know. You try to be such a clean kitty. There, I'll cover it up for you, see? We'll just fold it over. There you go. There, all done. All took care of. Then we're going to just, yeah, switch that out. Oh, that's another thing, too. She warns me when she starts doing that, she starts growling first. Now she's done. She's going. She says, I've had it. Okay. All right. Well, anyway, so uh, we learn from the past to move into a better future, don't we? Isn't that kind of, yes? Yeah. And restoration is in progress, I believe. Right? Oh, one can say, well, I have nothing good to say about any of this, do I? Well, I do. I do. You have to, listen carefully. But I'm not going to mask what is not true or is completely given in a wrong way and should never be taught again like that. Yes? Yeah? All these little loopholes. Loopholes. Loopholes for what? Why does one need loopholes? So, it's not beneficial for our ancestors, especially the Israelites in the Old Testament, to keep just, oh yeah, well, that is all. God was all that. No, he wasn't all there. This was mainly all put down by men who had an agenda, a big old agenda. Right? Yes, I get it. They were really trying to figure out, well, we have to protect our people, this and that. But really, did they follow God's guidance? They did their own thing. They tried to do the best with doing their own thing. But it wasn't God's guidance. It was not God's thing. And God didn't do all of that stuff. Okay? To keep them safe. And everybody else can go to hell. It's not like that. It wasn't like that then. Not in God's heart to mind. It wasn't like that. That was not how God operated and worked. Okay? Yes? But some men did. So, what did I start out with? Okay, the food for the children, this and that. And again, well, there is the acknowledgement of this woman, though she doesn't really know what she's talking about, though I don't disagree with her. But God Almighty, if you want to make a good point out there, come with the truth. I mean, come knowledgeable, right? And then don't just make it. What is that? Wherever she brought that to, she needs to talk to parents. Yes? That needs to be brought into every town. Get all the parents together and say, we got to talk about the food for our children. What are we feeding them? What are you getting at the grocery store that we have all them sick children all the time? Right? Yes? Okay. And then guess what? Well, once the people stop buying all that stuff, well then, where is it going to go? They're going to start making better food. It's going to start with us. Yes? All right. Well, restoration, peace, truth, telling the truth about things, especially when it comes to our heavenly parent, starts with us as well, right? Yes? Okay. But in a nice way, all right. I'm just pointing out that he's the God of gods. Where did that come from? And how could that be right? That's a fallible sentence right there. God of gods? No. Because there aren't any other gods. There just aren't. That's the conclusion we have to come to and done. Okay? Yes? All right. That's all I have to say right now. I got a dog barking out there. Gotta go check what's going on. And then we have more to talk about. Yes. All I can tell you is from my spiritual experiences, restoration starts with to solve a situation. Yes, a bad situation, make a good situation better. This and not to try to further heap darkness onto something, but bring light into it. Yes, that's what I'm doing, and that is why any Israelite listening to me here from Spirit World, where they know, and the reason they're so willing is guess what? Because they know that a lot of restoration still needs to go on in the Israel today. Oh, with just the leaders, this and that. Oh yeah, you guys know how I feel about that. Also with the people. Yes. All right. Of course, everyone around the world. Not talking specifically. Yes. These are ancestors of whom? Just saying. Yes. Okay. There is a little bit of a, you know, system there when it comes to all that. Though we can help any kind of ancestors. Yes. Oh well. What am I doing? Yes. But where does the restoration with the Israelites of the old time? Where does that go exactly? Yes. First, it goes to their descendants. After that, then it will ripple out. That would be an amazing thing to see. Yes. Okay. May Heavenly Parent bless and protect you, guide you, and embrace you with love. And I will talk to you all another time.